5,500 with 500 anti. Dealers, please begin.
That's Jay Harwood, and that's Julian Davis. Not seen Julian for a while. He came over and told me he bashed up his opponent about half an hour before Jay finished. But
Okay, gents, going to start the same. 50, 100. You want 40 minutes again. We'll do the dealer booking now and
This is for the GUKPT Heads Up title. Good evening, one and all. Jay Harwood on the left, Julian Davis on the right. Julian Davis, a Heads Up specialist online. Jay Harwood is our expert analyst, all round good egg, and is now live on the live stream. This is for the title and £5,000. Second place will get 3,000. Never done heads up commentary before. We're on as Jack, but we're rooting, no disrespect to Julian Davis, who I've known for years, but we're rooting for Jay. Good evening, one and all. Absolutely, we'll always be impartial. Put your cards in the box. That's it, get them in the box, you know what to do. He told me he's not folding on the button. First pot to Julian. So the blinds start at 5,100. You get 10,000 chips. But it is on an extremely long 40-minute clock. It is one game. It is one game only. Good evening, Brad. Brad Simpson comes to join in the fun. And so does Stoneface. Good evening, one and all. Six, deuce, eight. Jay turns two pair. Obviously heads up. Everything widens. $10K, 100 bigs, 40-minute clock, one game. And one game only. Good to have Julian Davis back with us. Took a bit of a hiatus from the game, but he's now back. This will be a bit of a battle. So good evening one and all, you're watching the Heads Up Championship final. It was played online. We've fetched the semi-finalists down to London. These two guys are heads up. King 5-3 on the flop. Goes check call from Julian. Queen of spades on the river. Jay's 5 will play. Now knowing Jay and the way he thinks, he should call. He says you win. This is a 5. He says a 5's good, and he shows him the 5. Julian's just told Jay what he had. Is this the Jay that works with me? Yes, it is. He entered the Heads Up because in the initial festival schedule, the Heads Up was scheduled to finish on the Wednesday. For whatever reason, it got changed to Thursday, and he'd already made it through. So absolutely no problems in taking his seat in this event. Yeah, he does know, and he can back it up with some fantastic results as well. He's won a deep stack. And he chopped the... Did he win the minute? Really, the 25-25 that he won in Luton? And then chopped the deep stack. He knows his stuff. So they've not played each other, and I'm guessing they've not played each other ever because Jay won't know Julian. Don't know if they're tangled online together, I'm not sure. Jay is also very good friends with Patrick Antonius. Mick the mod, yes he is.
Those dealers in the field, you're now on a 15-minute break. This is the last 15 minutes of registration. On the entrance.
So blinds 5100, like I say, 50-minute clock, a 40-minute clock. Ace Queen, J checks his option. We'll see a lot of limping. That's the way heads up is done nowadays. There's not always a race pre, like they used to be in the olden days. Raise it up, fold, raise it up, fold. Why has the dealer got headphones on? So he can talk to Dave, the action tracker. Rather than, obviously we had a lot of problems in Blackpool with the noise, and some of the casinos that we go to were on the floor and the noise is a little bit loud, not what we can do about it. It's easier for the dealer to speak into the mic and tell Dave exactly what it is, because Dave's got the headphones on and they can chat to each other. I hope. What's he getting paid for there? He's getting Cardoon Direct. There we go. The Cardoon Direct team who he works with. There's the patch.
Yeah, I'm in the tournament.
So yeah, so he helps with the live stream. The dealer doesn't have to shout repeatedly to Dave when he can't hear. And it makes for a better communication between the two. There are sometimes when we get a walk. And don't forget, if you want to play a little bit of poker yourself, live stream free roll at 9 o'clock tonight. The password is GCOOP, believe it or not. GCOOP. GCOOP.
This gentleman here, in the white bit.
Race to 3. And a call from Jay. Flop of 3-7-3 hits the range of both players, but whiffs them both. We are up to one. We are exactly 100. Make them odd. We are on exactly 100 runners for day 1 here. That's very good. We end up with a runners like 180, 190 tomorrow. It'll make for a fantastic day and a huge prize pool. 300 runners is 750,000 in the prize pool. Make me have the 344. I went for under 300. Don't know why. 7-9 flop J gets it through. It'll be a great battle. Heads up. We very rarely see heads up battles. So interesting to see the concept of heads up on the feature. Great idea actually, because if you could never staff a heads up tournament live, but to play it all online and bring the final four live into the casino, perfect. Love it. Hey Dennis Shaw watching the live stream that Jay Howard's on. Yeah, you got it. Jay Howard in the final of the Heads Up Championships. Played online and then he takes the final four back to the club. And the final to be streamed. For us, Jay Howard is in it. £5,000 up top, £3,000 second place. Buying was £200.
Very boring. Football is night bowling. Enjoy your food. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice hands. 953, the latest flop. Julian connects, so too does Jay. A bet of 100 and a call. Seven of clubs on the turn. Julian checks again. 325, bet of Jay. So Jay moves into a slight lead. It's first time he's over starting. Stack of 10k. Julian this time connects with the 9. And now Jay's hit the turn, so he's going to call. In fact, he bets out. He bets 150. Julian calls. Jay's got the flush draw as well. Hello team, how are you doing? Nice, nice to see you, buddy. Party Marty. How you doing, buddy? Right? Both playing tomorrow?
Don't know yet.
Of course. The Geordies are in town. So bet 175 from Julian. In the tank is Jay. Backdoor flush draw gets there. Think about it for a while, Jay. He's going to have to make the call. And he's going to see the bad news that Julian hits the 9. Daytime Twitch. Daytime Twitch. I know you're absolutely right in what you're saying. He says, I don't like limping on the button heads up. It allows the big blind to see a cheap flop. I think if you want to play a hand from the button, then you should be raising. I mean, that's just me. These two are playing for the final table heads up, not me. I know what you're saying. But these days, when the blinds are so deep, this is the start of a tournament, seeing a flop is predominant now, where you see more flops heads up. Limping on the button you see a lot more. Limping on the button you do see a lot more, especially in the early stages of a heads up battle. Starting 100 bigs deep, yeah, later in the comp when the blinds are 50, 100,000 and you've got 25, 30 big blinds, then yeah, raise it up a little, I suppose. But there's a lot of different ways now to play heads up. Obviously the button is a small blind as well. Heads up. It is a heads up tournament, not a normal tournament. So they've not been at it for years and years. This is just a one-off game. They played the semi-final an hour ago. Jay got through, Julian got through, and now this is the heads-up battle for the final and the championship. So it is a little bit different. I think limping and seeing a flop is a lot more than we ever used to get. And I know what you mean about raising in the small blind all the time. but it just doesn't seem to be the way anymore. Jay's Jacks. What's the password for the free roll? The password for the free roll is GCOOP. GCOOP. Starts at 9 o'clock. Get yourself in if you want to play the free roll. Eight-5 deuce is the flop. Bet 400 from Jay and a Colt. 7 of hearts on the turn. Good shot for Jay. Also for Julian as well.
Pay attention please, all the players do listen to today's PLO. The new blind level 612 and it's 4 cards. 612 with 4 cards. Dealers please begin.
So about 875 Jay folds. So it's exactly right. 10.6, 9.4. Not sure why the deal. I know. The dealers, you have to pull down the mic. There you go. He knows his stuff. Lifts it up when he wants to talk to the players. So 120. There's the live stream free roll on the in the box. It's on at 9 o'clock. There we go. There's only 46 of us so far. 46. I might get him myself. So 2 premium hands. Ace Jack against Julian's Jack Queen suited, and they both whiff. So 9 on the turn, about 350 after the flops checked Jay Coles. And Jay's inside, if we get to showdown, will win. About 450. So tough when you don't connect to make a call. You automatically think he must have hit some of it, but it's so hard to make a call with ace high. So many different cards your opponent can have, but it's not easy to hit the board. Yeah, just has to get away with the ace high. And Julian, who is an heads-up specialist online,
Potential is all the players and dealers in today's main event. New blind level 3-6 with 600 ante. Comes up next stand in the main event. 3-6 with 600 ante.
So going to the flop, Julian with Jack 8. Playing a hand with Jay, and his cards haven't picked up. So we just called the 300. So the board are 9, 3, 5, 7 on the turn. And river's an 8. And that's got pretty wet. Julian hits on the river. And them two cards are no good for Jay, completely whiffed it all. Biggest lead at the moment is with Julian Davis, 11.5 to 8.5. So Julian gets a bit of it in the early stages. Blind's not going up yet, they'll get 40-minute levels. Password free roll for GKPT. The live stream free roll is G-Coop, it's on Grosvenor Poker. 25-25 next week in Manchester, Berry New Road, the final one of the year. And there are 5 deep stacks. Check all the details on gukpt.com. They'll be on social media as well. And then the week after, it is the Christmas cracker. 16th. Different buy-ins as well this year for the Christmas cracker. 115 for the South East and North West. 100 for Scotland and North East and South East. And Midlands and Yorkshires is 70. button who's always first to act, heads up, which is Julian Davis. Seven, 8 king flop turns a king after a bet check call from Jay, who's got this hand locked up. Won't be surprised if this went check check. Well, no, Julian going to fire again with a 7. And that's 4, 7, 5. And the call. So Jay checks again, hoping for a third bet from Julian Davis. The flush draw's got there. Has he seen the trap? Yeah, he's checked behind and he's got the king. Yep. 7-5. So there's a bit of information there for Jay. No problem in asking heads up to see your opponent's cards when he gets down the showdown. Tazreen. The password is GQ. Good luck when you play. Eight, 5 against the ace jack. So you flop a 10 king 7. Jay's with a flush draw. Turn pairs the 7 after a bet of 2-2-5 from Julian, who does show a lot of aggression. He does like to open more spots.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now on a 15-minute break. This is your last 15 minutes for registration and the entries.
Jay bet 600. Julian, ace high and a gut shot. So difficult to understand the mentality of just playing heads up. Your opponent never can, not always connects. Such a different skill, heads up. and being a winner at heads up poker. Jay is going to need to hit to take the pot. He needs a heart. Well, that cements it for Julian. Should go check, check. I think sometimes we can give up on a hand. No. Jay looks down and finds a bet of 800. So Julian Davis in the tank. He hits the river. Oh, a scary board. 7-10 king. Pairs of 7 on the turn. Jay fired in 600 on the turn. And has fired again on the river. You normally find the longer you go, you're going to be finding a fold more often, but I think Julian's just going through every scenario. And makes a call, and he says it's a good call. So the jack plays. Thought about it, thought about it, thought about it. Didn't put him on a 7, didn't put him on a king. We'll win it. So the blinds up for the first time. There's 75, 150. So Julian takes the lead yet again and increases his lead. 7.7 for Jay. Raises to 300. And the call. Flop was Queen 6 9. Jay hits none of it. Rebets out. Julian hits a 6. Jay bets 700 on the turn and gets that one to fold out. It's a great battle. I just love watching it. Heads up. Superb stuff. Really enjoying it. The action tracker for us came for against so the blinds are increased for the first time. Pots are getting bigger. This is when the skill comes into it. The password for the fee roll is G-Coop. Cheers, Mick the mod. Julian folds to a bet from Jay, who's clawing it back to 8.9. What a battle. What a great battle. Yes, sometimes it's slow, and yes, you don't always have to analyse all the hands, because I'm loving watching this. The heads up battle between Jay Harwood on the left and Julian Davis on the right. 5,000 for the winner, 3,000 for the runner-up. They played online. They're here at the Grosvenor Casino in London, the Victoria Casino. We're in the poker room upstairs, and this is just great. Four, 8, 9 is the flop. Let's check, 3 on the turn. So Jay connects with the flop and checks. Jay bets 200, Julian raises to 6 and a call. More equity for Julian, but he misses. So the ace high could sort it out. So he gets the check mark. Julian bets at 800. So intriguing, just the concentration and the thought process in both these players is just beyond me. Jay always tell me you never connect with the flop all the time. So I can't see a fold coming in. But he's raised up. I didn't think his fold was coming in. A raise of 2.2. Was that a call?
See you cut the chips out of it. 3 and 4.
Oh no, folded.
Nice hand.
Full of night. Obviously full of night, I put check back a night on the floor.
So raise to 350. Jay's got king 9 and he gets that one through. So Jay is actually in the lead. So Jay takes the lead.
Attention please, new play level at the PLO, 300, 1600. It's 800, 1600, and 5 cards. 5 card.
So Julian with the 10-8.
Sure, there's all the players remaining in today's PLO tournament. There's 3 minutes remaining in the rugby competition. So the players in today's Omaha tournament.
Jay folds. What? So Jay Howard and Julian Davis, if you're just tuning in, a heads up for the championship. There was an online heads up tournament. When we got down to the final 4, they stopped and they brought them live. Julian Davis won his battle in about 10 minutes. Jay Howard took a little bit longer to defeat Guy Taylor. And now they're both locked up 3,000 with 8,000, 5,000 to the winner. Evening logs. Just the details in the main. The entries are 99. The entries are 99 so far. We're down to 51. Flop of ace 4-8. That'd been a nice flop last time. 7-5, gut shot for Jay. Oh, he hits it. He hits the day. Oh, but it brings a flush draw. Wow. Now, do we have action? Jay turns a straight. Julian turns a gut shot and a flush draw. So we've raised to 1.8. This could be the biggest, well, it already is the biggest pot by far. Jay has turned the nuts, but Julian has redraws in the final of the Heads Up Championship of the GUKPT Grand Final Festival. They played online to get this far. There were 4 of them. They're now coming back. They both won the semi-final. They're now in the final, and this is the biggest pot by a mile. And it's just a call from Jay. The danger signs are there, just in case we've got 2 flush draws are brewing. Oh, and the back door is there. The back door, we cannot fold this. This is going to end up in disaster for Jay Harwood. What a setup. What an absolute coup. We've hit the straights. We've got the extensions on the end. And Julian Davis from Cardiff looks back down and sees he's hit the flush, the back door of all back doors. And we're never folding. It all depends on the bet sizing for Jay, because the bet sizing matters. It's impossible to fold, but he finds a coin, just calls. Ah, have you got a flush? He taps the table, and it was a 5,000 bet on the river. Ah. That could just about do it. What a cooler. Oh, the back doors get there. Turn the nuts. Turn the 7-5. He turned the nuts. Ugh. Impossible to find a way out of that one. Can we claw it back? Or is that Julian Davis's name half written on the trophy?
Potential please all the players and dealers in today's main event. New Grosvenor 3-6 with 600 amity. Comes up next stand in the main event. 3-6 with 600 amity.
Hey man, what can you do? Just goes to show how unlucky you can get as well in the game. Can he claw it back? Or will Julian Davis be crowned the first heads-up champion during a GKPT festival? Queen 7 for Jay, we see a flop. 7, 8, 10's checked. Jack of Diamonds is checked. Jay with the 7 should call. Which he does. And the nut law never wins. Would Julian have called if Jay shoved the turn? I think Jay was scared of the 2 flush draws. When he comes back into the cons box, when this eventually finishes, then we'll have a chat. But I think because there were 2 flush draws out there, could we have made the move of a shove? Some people would have done.
Okay, put something on here.
7-3 deuce, the next flop. Bottom pair. Oh, that's a beautiful turn card. Check, check. Queen on the river or something like that. Would be nice for us to get paid. Ten of spades on the river. And that should be it. Don't see any kind of bet coming in. Any kind of call coming in from Julian. Can't see it, no. So trying to claw his way back, he's up to 4.3, but 2 big hands collide again, and Jay's tournament will be at risk. Jack 10 7 flop. Julian second pair. Jay back doors, and that's it. Better 150 in the call. We have a good shot and the back door. That's not it. So 2 pair. And Jay's going to fire again, and we're going to call again. So Queen of Spades on the river. Absolute cements it for Julian. Jay could only get into trouble. is down to 3.5. The announcers check, the handbrake's on. Oh, and a check as well from Julian. No bet on the road. Probably knowing he's not getting paid. So it's a bit of a battle after that brutal bit of a cooler. This, if you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, is the live stream of the Heads Up Championships that they held online. We got to 4, they stopped. They fixed the 4 to London live. Julian beat his opponent, and so too did Jay, beat Guy Taylor. And this is a 1-game final for the championship and the trophy. The password for the free roll is G-Coop. Get yourself in. G-Coop tokens up for grabs. So Julian Davis, big favourite now. A double up, and would still be the shorter stack. So raise on the button, the King 7, and it wins the hand. Once this concludes and we get to a break, the players will be resuming from the outer tables. No, 100% the money's not being split. Sorry, it's 5,000 and 3,000. I don't think playing 4,000 each and just playing for the trophy, neither of these two players would consider. Quite strange, we're still only in the second level. Wow, I think that's the first pocket pair we've seen. We ain't we ain't calling. Well, that was the first all-in. And I'm pretty sure that's the first pocket pair we've seen. So 25 bigs against 117. So Jay just calls. Queen 9. This comes 9 high, there's going to be trouble. Is that raised to 450? Yep, or 425. On to the next. Yep. Julian with the old 10-5. Log says one day somebody will win back-to-back GUKPT mains. No, they won't. No, they won't. I don't say we'll have a gamble because it could be on forever. It's not happening in 13 seasons. If you take out the fact that a grand final was in the middle, then Priyan Namel won the last leg of season 4 and won the first leg of season 5. But there's a grand final in the middle of it. Well, that's as close as we got to winning back-to-back. But back-to-back legs. Another pocket pair. Julian Davis with pocket 10s. How's he playing it? He's going to raise up. Made it 425 yet again. It's his favourite number. So, Julian with Kojak. King Deuce. Caesar flop. This is King High. There's going to be fire. Oh my word. What a setup. What, if you get away, if Jake, get away from this. If you can get away from this, my friend, there'll be drinks all round forever. There is no way this is not going all in. What a cooler, we need a 2. Not rooting for Jay, but we need a 2. Oh man, what a setup. He gets so unlucky with the straight, it comes runner flush. He's turned the nuts. You've got the extensions on the river. We've got King 2 against King Jack, and it's just come King Jack 2. What a setup. Yes, there's a flush draw there. But how many flushes do we hit heads up? This can only be one move from Jay, and then we're drawing to a 2. I think it has to be the move, the triangle. I know the flush draw's there, but if he is flushing with a single light, we can see, make him pay for it. But unfortunately, he is behind. Well, it raises to 9. I think we're then going to see Julian announce, yeah, we'll have it up. We'll have it. I thought he was pointing towards the fold button. I think when a player starts asking how many chips have you got, I think that's an assumption most of the time that you've got a decent hand. But there's no way, Jose, that we ever get out of this. One day you can tell it. Oh man, can he ever get out of it? I think it's just a move from Julian. I think it'll work out. He's got the King of Diamonds blocker. I think Jay will snap call and think his King 2 has got a good chance of getting some chips back. I don't like how he's thinking about all possibilities. A bit of a danger card, the 9 of diamonds, bringing straight and draws. And flushing possibilities, but Julian has got him locked. And he's got J.R. Wood up line and sinker here. I think he just has to move it in. He has, and he's going to get a snap call, and J. Harwood is fair. Has been cooled in 2 spots, and we are going to be having a champion if we don't hit a 2. We need a 2 on the river for Jay to be still in the tournament, or Julian Davis back at the poker tables for the first time in 5 years. He's going to be crowned champion. It's a diamond, it's a flush. Not only 2 pair, but it's a flush. That was 2 spots that J. Harwood could not get out of. When he comes back to the cons box, just tell him he played absolutely awful. Because that, if you can't get away from them 2 hands, you should not be playing this game professionally. In the slightest. Oh, man. Oh, talk of the devil. Here he comes.
Speechless.
J. Harwood.
Honestly.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's not much. I don't think there's much we really do.
There's there's nothing you can do in any of those 2 spots at all. You turn the nuts.
He played really well though, Julian. He seemed not to really have any leaks heads up, and it was a real big grind. And then obviously that cooler hand happened when we turned the nuts. We can obviously free bet on the turn some of the time, but I just want to keep Julian's bluffs in. We're going to get the money versus sets and 2 pair anyway on the river. So
somebody said, could you jam the turn when you had the nuts?
It's the reason I want to flat the turn is because the times that he's going to have bluffs there, Julian. He's a balanced player. He's going to have bluffs in that spot. It's not just going to have value. So I want a flat to keep his bluffs in and juice a bluff on the river. Like the time. The other 4 out of 5 times it don't come a heart on the river. I'm assuming he's going to barrel after check raising the turn. So it's a completely different scenario. We win the pot, but it happens. It happens. It's poker.
It does happen, and unfortunately,
still happy with 2nd place. So
well done. Well done. 2nd out of 16,348 runners. Well, 50. Not bad. £3,000. Well done.
Do I have to watch this and do the winner's picture? Do I have to watch this?
No, they're not doing a winner's picture, surely.
What's going on here?
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh.
Get someone to take it away.
So, the pictures are there, the cards are there. We have finished, we've concluded the Heads Up Championship. J. Harwood has finished 2nd. We'll leave the pictures on because in 5 minutes to play will resume from the grand final. I'm just going to grab a quick coffee. Well done, Jay.
Thank you.
And we will be back with you in 5 minutes.
I'm just going to blast a few off and then I'll just pick the best one. Yeah, no worries. You can pick the best one if you want.
The lines will commence in 2 minutes.
Good. Thank you. No place stop. Is that Jack or speaking? I think you get the trophy. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, you get a trophy.
He's not bored with the money, he just wanted the trophy.
There you go.
Well done, mate. You what? Listen. No, listen. No, be careful. What do you want to race in the next? What is ready for some take one?
Attention please, new play level in the PLO, 800, 1600. That's 800, 1600, you have 5 cards. 5 cards.
That's the sacrificial ones.
Attention please, points of up, just at Chivo, 1 to order. Attention please, Robert Macadam, 1 to order.